Hello everyone, hello doctor. This is my group qualitative research proposal presentation about the impact of primary schooling tendency during early childhood education on the development of young child. First, please allow me to introduce my group members, Zhang Jiaqi and Diao Yingji. You can see our metric number on the screen. Then, today's presentation will have three parts. The first one, research questions, second one, methodology, and the third one, expected findings. Among them, the methodology is divided into four parts. 1. Research design, 2. Population and sampling, 3. Instrument, and 4. Data analysis. First, let's look at the research questions. We have four research questions. First one, how primary schooling in early childhood education affects early childhood development. The premature transition from preschool to primary school can neglect children's initiative and exploratory learning and have impact on children's abilities, which may be contrary to the characteristics of children's physical and mental development. And the second question is, how does the degree of primary schooling in early childhood education differs in its impact on early childhood development? The third one is whether differences in teachers' instructional design with the same degree of primary schooling in early childhood education have different effects on early childhood development. The fourth is the last one, the influence of different parenting philosophies on young children's decision to receive early primary education. Next is the second part, methodology. First is the research design. The study will use ethnographic research, which is a form of qualitative research, to examine the relationship between student development and teaching standards. The researcher will use interviews as well as observation methods to conduct the study in order to obtain research data. Therefore, the researcher dropped the best and worst economic provinces when selecting the population and targeted second-tier cities in the upper middle ranges. As a municipality directly under the central government, the data obtained is well generalizable, so our study will be conducted in Chongqing. Next is the population and sampling. The following are the groupings of students' families. So we targeted families with an average gross monthly income of 5K to 10K and only children aged 5 to 6 years old. And the first group was families whose children were receiving early childhood education within the school timetable. The second group was families whose children were receiving early childhood education. And the third group was families whose children were already receiving primary education. There are a total of the following 9 samples, 3 groups of control groups. Child A1, child's parents A2, and teachers A3 who are within the prescribed education of the class schedule. Child B1, parent B2, and teacher B3 who were in an effective bridging class. And child C1, parent C2, and teacher C3 who were in primary education. Next, I will pass to my group member, Diao Yingji.
The next part is mass knowledge instrument. 2 instruments will be used to conduct this study, namely observation and interview. Due to the fact that the children aged 5 to 6 are at the stage of development where the language skills are not very developed and therefore very articulate and even able to understand the researcher's questions. The interviews commonly used qualitative research and not applicable, and therefore researched will use comparative observation method. The researcher will therefore use a comparative observation method to look at 3 aspects of children's physical, social, and verbal abilities. The observation period was set at 3 days in order to make the observation data reliable. The next part is interview. For parents and teachers, the study will be conducted using the interview method. So the master part is interview. The following is a demo of the interview for parents. I will stay on the next 4 pages for 10 seconds. You can pause browsing. Each question is designed and asked for the expected finding of the study, and the purple part is the reason for the question. Okay, the following is a demo of the interview for teachers. The next part is data analysis. For the analytical processing of the data, we also divide it into 2 parts according to the research instrument. The analysis of the data carry out the children's observation, but it is also analysis of the interview with the parents as well as the teachers. Country has set a standard for child development, so we use the standard values as a baseline and sort the children during the 3 days of observation, categorizing those who sorted within the standard valued as S, those sorted below the standard valued as group L, and those sorted well above the standard valued as group H. Study used ethnographic analysis to deal with data. We compared and analyzed whether children who receive different curriculum design will develop differently. For analysis of the parents and teachers' interview, semantic analysis will be used. First, familiar with the data from the interview, then identify the theme and code the data. Next, organize the theme. Finally, analyze the data. The study will use dovetail and the semantic tools. The final part is expected finding. Based on the results of the study and the analysis, the researcher helped to provide some insights into the design of classroom teaching and learning, whether at the level of education service, school management, or teachers' teaching, and distill detailed information that contribute to their development. At the same time, it is hoped that analysis of the results will reveal parents' really attitude towards the early primary schooling of young children and their perception of the impact of primary schooling on children's development, which will also contribute to the current national advocacy of family education. Finally, the result of the study may also shine light on the subsequent development of children who receive early primary education, which will hopefully contribute to the advancement of early childhood education service. Okay, everyone, thank you for your time. Thank you for your listening. This is our presentation today. Bye-bye. Have a nice day.